The Terminator franchise redefined sci-fi in action with its groundbreaking 1984 debut and the unforgettable 1991 sequel, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. But after 33 years, where are the stars who brought this iconic story to life? Arnold Schwarzenegger's legendary portrayal of the T-800 cemented his status in Hollywood, but what new chapters has he written? Linda Hamilton's fierce Sarah Connor inspired generations, while other cast members went on their own diverse journeys. In 2024, let's take a look at where the original Terminator cast is now and how their roles in this cult classic shaped their lives and careers in unexpected ways. Linda Hamilton was born on September 26, 1956, in Salisbury, Maryland, USA. She became a household name for her portrayal of Sarah Connor in The Terminator, 1984, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. At 28, Linda's role as Sarah Connor, a vulnerable waitress who becomes a fierce warrior, captivated audiences and made her one of the most iconic action heroines in film history. Growing up, Linda faced emotional challenges, including the death of her mother when she was 13, which left a deep impact on her. Her marriage to director James Cameron in 1997 ended in divorce in 1999, after which she struggled with depression and her mental health issues that she has openly discussed. Linda was also married to Bruce Abbott, with whom she has one child. Despite the personal battles, including her depression and the impact of her divorces, Linda has continued to work in Hollywood, often reprising her Sarah Connor role. Now at 68, she remains a beloved figure in Hollywood, especially for fans of the Terminator franchise. Lance Henrikson was born on May 5, 1940, in New York City, USA. At 44 years old, Lance portrayed Detective Hal Vukovich in The Terminator, 1984, a determined and somewhat impulsive member of the LAPD, caught in the middle of the chaos caused by the Terminator. Vukovich works alongside Lieutenant Traxler in an attempt to protect Sarah Connor but tragically meets his end during the attack. He found solace in the arts, gravitating toward acting and eventually finding his place in Hollywood. His career spanned decades, with standout roles in Aliens, 1986, Near Dark, 1987, and Millennium, 1996, becoming known for his ability to portray both sympathetic and villainous characters. Despite his success, Henrikson's personal life was often fraught with struggles. He was married twice and has 2 children, but his relationships were often challenging. A particularly difficult moment in his life was his struggle with depression and substance abuse, which he managed to overcome through therapy and a renewed focus on his craft. Now 84 years old, Lance Henrikson remains active in the entertainment industry, continuing to appear in a variety of roles in both film and television. Arnold Schwarzenegger was born on July 30, 1947, in Thal, Austria. He portrayed the Terminator in The Terminator, 1984, at 37 years old and reprised the role in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, at 43. Arnold's childhood in post-war Austria was difficult, his father was strict, and the family struggled financially. Despite early challenges, Arnold found solace in bodybuilding, eventually becoming a world champion, which led him to Hollywood. His iconic roles in films like Predator, 1987, and Total Recall, 1990, solidified his status as an action star. While his personal life was marred by a high-profile scandal involving an affair with his housekeeper, which led to his divorce from Maria Shriver in 2011, Arnold has maintained a positive relationship with his children. He served as the governor of California from 2003 to 2011. Now at 77, Arnold remains active in politics, environmental advocacy, and fitness while continuing to act, despite the personal controversies that once overshadowed his career. Paul Winfield was born on May 22, 1939, in Dallas, Texas, USA. He portrayed Lieutenant Ed Traxler in The Terminator, 1984, a seasoned police officer tasked with protecting Sarah Connor from the deadly Terminator. Paul was 45 years old at the time of filming and brought a calm, protective presence to his role. Traxler, though a dedicated officer, ultimately meets a tragic end during the Terminator's attack on the police station. His career flourished with roles in various films and television, earning him acclaim for his powerful performances, including his notable work in Sounder, 1972, which earned him an Academy Award nomination. Paul's life off-screen, however, was not as smooth. He faced struggles with his personal identity and relationships, having been private about his sexuality throughout his life. He experienced significant loss with the death of his longtime partner, which deeply affected him. Despite facing these trials, Paul continued to work, leaving a legacy of groundbreaking performances for people of color in Hollywood. He passed away from a heart attack on March 7, 2004, at the age of 64. Michael Biehn was born on July 31, 1956, in Anniston, Alabama, USA. He played Kyle Reese, a soldier sent back in time to protect Sarah Connor, in The Terminator, 1984, at age 28 and again in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Raised in a small town, Michael had a quiet childhood but soon discovered his passion for acting. After moving to Hollywood, his breakthrough came with The Terminator, but despite the role's iconic status, Biehn's career didn't reach the same level of fame as some of his co-stars. He starred in films like Aliens, 1986, and The Abyss, 1989, but never achieved the massive stardom his talent warranted. His personal life has been rocky, marked by 3 marriages, with the first 2 ending in divorce. Michael's struggles with financial hardship and a few lean years in his career were challenging, but he has never stopped working in the industry. Now 68, Biehn is still active in film, often taking on smaller but interesting roles. His career has had its ups and downs, but he remains a respected actor in Hollywood, with a loyal fan base. His personal life, while marked by some heartbreaks, has seen stability with his 3rd marriage to actress Jennifer Blanc, with whom he has a son. Rick Rosovich was born on August 28, 1957, in Palo Alto, California, USA. At the age of 27, Rick played Matt Buchanan in The Terminator, 1984, Sarah Connor's roommate Ginger's boyfriend. Matt is an easygoing, likable guy who tragically meets a gruesome end at the hands of the Terminator. Despite his early success, his career took an unpredictable path. While Rick's portrayal in The Terminator remains one of his most notable performances, he did not reach the level of stardom that many expected. He found himself struggling with a lack of major roles, leading to a quieter career in smaller productions and television spots. In his personal life, Rick has largely kept a low profile. He married and had children, though little is publicly known about his family life, as he tends to keep his private affairs private. Unfortunately, his career and personal challenges collided, and Rick struggled with bouts of disappointment and frustration as opportunities in Hollywood diminished. Now 67 years old, Rick Rosovich has continued to make appearances in smaller film and television projects, maintaining his connection to the industry while living a more reserved life away from the spotlight. Earl Bowen was born on August 8, 1941, in New York City, USA. He portrayed Dr. Peter Silberman, the cynical and somewhat dismissive criminal psychologist in both The Terminator, 1984, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Earl was 43 when he took on the role in 1984 and 50 in the 1991 sequel. Dr. Silberman provides a humorous but also jarring contrast to the film's more intense and dystopian elements. Despite his well-known filmography, which includes voice acting in The Simpsons and Toy Story 3, Earl's personal life experienced its own tragedies. His first marriage ended in divorce, a heartbreak that led him to become a more private individual. He remarried later in life and had a son. In 2022, Earl was diagnosed with lung cancer, a battle that ultimately claimed his life on January 5, 2023, at the age of 81. Earl's legacy as a versatile actor in film and television lives on, but his passing marked the end of an era for many fans who adored his portrayal of Dr. Silberman. Shawn Sheps was born on July 25, 1961, in the USA. She played Nancy, Sarah Connor's co-worker at the diner, in The Terminator, 1984, when she was just 23 years old. Nancy is a friendly, supportive character who tragically becomes one of the first victims of the Terminator. Growing up, Shawn faced her own struggles, with her parents' divorce and a childhood marked by the challenges of moving around. Despite her memorable role in the Terminator, her acting career never took off in a major way. She later transitioned into writing, contributing to TV shows like The Wonder Years. Shawn has faced personal difficulties, including a period of financial instability and the loss of close family members. She has been open about the emotional toll of her early career and the sense of being overlooked in Hollywood. As of 63, Shawn still works in the entertainment industry, balancing writing and occasional acting roles. While she has had her share of struggles, including facing hardships in her personal and professional life, she continues to move forward with resilience. Bess Ma was born on February 10, 1958, in Woodland Hills, California, USA. She starred as Ginger Ventura in The Terminator, 1984, the roommate and best friend of Sarah Connor. At the time of filming, Bess was 26 years old, and Ginger's role is a bittersweet one. Her carefree personality and reliance on her Walkman make her oblivious to the impending danger. Ginger's tragic end in the movie is a poignant reminder of the relentless nature of the Terminator. Bess had a varied career in the entertainment industry, with appearances in television shows like The Love Boat and Scarecrow and Mrs. King. However, her personal life was not without hardship. She was married twice and has children, though her marriages ended in divorce. Bess has shared that her career in Hollywood came with its own set of challenges, particularly as she navigated her personal life and raising children while managing the pressures of being a public figure. Now 66, she is still involved in entertainment, making occasional appearances, though she is known for leading a more private life these days. Franco Moschino was born on August 7, 1941, in Allalai, Sardinia, Italy. At 43 years old, he played the future Terminator in The Terminator, 1984, one of the film's most menacing cyborgs who represents the terrifying future humanity faces. Franco was a world-renowned bodybuilder, winning the Mr. Olympia competition twice, but his career was not without its struggles. Though a close friend of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Franco had his own personal battles. He faced numerous health issues, particularly after his career as a bodybuilder ended. His struggles with injury and his sudden heart attack on August 30, 2019 at the age of 78 were both tragic events that affected his loved ones and fans alike. Despite these challenges, Franco remained a beloved figure in the bodybuilding world and was known for his positive attitude, dedication, and inspiring work ethic. He was also a successful trainer and actor, with his role in The Terminator serving as a reminder of his versatility. His passing left a void in both the sports and entertainment communities, as he had always been seen as a larger-than-life figure. Dick Miller was born on December 25, 1928, in the Bronx, New York, USA. Known for his brief yet unforgettable role as the pawn shop clerk in The Terminator, 1984, Dick was 55 at the time of filming. His character, who sells weapons to the Terminator, has one of the most iconic moments in the film, meeting his tragic fate at the hands of the cyborg. Dick had a rich and varied career in Hollywood, known for his collaborations with director Joe Dante in films like Gremlins and The Howling. Outside of his acting career, Dick was married to his wife, Lainey, for over 50 years, with whom he had 2 children. His life was filled with professional success, but it was also tinged with personal challenges. On January 30, 2019, Dick passed away at the age of 90 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of iconic roles in genre films. Despite his fame, he remained a humble figure who lived a relatively private life, enjoying his family and keeping away from the public spotlight. His passing marked the end of an era in cult cinema, but his influence continues to be felt. Edward Furlong was born on August 2, 1977, in Glendale, California, USA. At the age of 13, he starred as John Connor in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, a role that catapulted him to fame. John Connor, the troubled but resourceful teen, is a pivotal character who becomes the focus of the advanced T-1000 Terminator. Furlong's career seemed to be on the rise after T2, but his personal life was marked by struggles that often overshadowed his acting career. Growing up in a tumultuous environment, he faced difficulties with his family and the pressures of early fame. His teenage years were particularly difficult, as he battled with substance abuse, legal issues, and periods of personal turmoil. Edward had several run-ins with the law, and his relationships also became strained, leading to divorces and strained connections with his family. He had a brief marriage to Rachel Bella, with whom he shares a son named Ethan. His career post-T2 included a few successful roles, but he never quite recaptured the same level of fame, often taking on smaller, independent projects. At 47, Furlong has tried to stay out of the public eye but remains involved in acting. Bill Paxton was born on May 17, 1955, in Fort Worth, Texas, USA. He played the role of the punk leader in The Terminator, 1984, one of the first characters to encounter the killer cyborg. At the age of 29, Bill brought the punk leader to life with a memorable blue mohawk and a face tattoo, only to meet a quick and brutal demise at the hands of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. Paxton's early life in Fort Worth was marked by a love for cinema, with his parents supporting his passion for filmmaking. His career took off when he moved to Los Angeles, and he worked with notable directors like James Cameron, who cast him in Aliens, 1986, and True Lies, 1994, earning him a reputation as a versatile actor. While Bill had a successful career, his personal life was far more complicated. He married Louise Newberry in 1987, and they had 2 children, but they faced many challenges in their marriage, especially after Bill's health complications. On February 25, 2017, Bill Paxton tragically passed away due to complications from heart surgery at the age of 61, a loss that shocked both fans and colleagues. Robert Patrick was born on November 5, 1958, in Marietta, Georgia, USA. He portrayed the cold and calculating T-1000 in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, at the age of 32. The T-1000, with its shape-shifting abilities and relentless drive, became one of the most iconic characters in the Terminator franchise. His breakthrough role as the T-1000 brought him worldwide recognition, but it also led to a series of typecasting issues. While his career includes successful TV and film roles, including The X-Files and The Sopranos, Patrick faced ups and downs in Hollywood. His personal life was equally challenging, though he found stability through his marriage to Barbara Hooper in 1990. They have 2 children together, a son and a daughter, and their family life appears solid, though Patrick has occasionally mentioned the difficulty of balancing fame with family. Despite some early struggles with fame and typecasting, Robert has enjoyed a long career and remains active in acting, starring in both television series and films. Now at 65, Robert Patrick is still seen regularly on screen, and while he has largely avoided the spotlight, he continues to be a respected figure in the entertainment industry. Brian Thompson was born on August 28, 1959. He portrayed the punk, one of the thugs who has a fatal encounter with the Terminator in The Terminator, 1984, at the age of 25. The punk's brief yet intense moment in the film stands out, as he is one of the first victims of the Terminator's unrelenting pursuit. His breakthrough came with The Terminator, but his career really took off in the following years, with notable roles in The X-Files and The Monster Squad. Despite his success, Brian's life has been marked by personal struggles. He faced a difficult marriage that ended in divorce, which affected both his personal and professional life. He also dealt with severe anxiety and depression in his 40s, which led to a brief hiatus from acting. Nonetheless, Brian made a strong comeback and continued to find steady work in television and film. He married again later in life, though details about his second marriage remain private. At 65, Brian continues to appear in both television series and films, enjoying a quieter life away from the public eye, focusing on his passion for acting while keeping his personal life mostly out of the spotlight. Epatha Merkerson was born on November 28, 1952, in Saginaw, Michigan, USA. At 39 years old, she played Teresa Dyson, the supportive wife of Miles Dyson, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Teresa's role as a caring spouse who stands by her husband during the crisis brought about by his work made her a memorable part of the film. Beyond Terminator 2, Epatha Merkerson is best known for her long-running role as Lieutenant Anita Van Buren on Law and Order, which earned her multiple awards. While her career was on the rise, Epatha faced personal tragedy. She experienced the loss of her mother, which affected her deeply. Epatha has also been open about her struggles with weight and health issues, which she overcame through dedication to fitness and well-being. She was married once to a man named Toussaint Louverture, but their marriage ended in divorce. Despite this, she remains close with her family and has no children of her own. Now 72, Epatha continues to act and is involved in various community initiatives. Danny Cooksey was born on November 2, 1975, in Moore, Oklahoma, USA. He portrayed Tim, John Connor's rebellious friend, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, at the age of 15. Tim is the type of carefree teenager who, despite his flaws, helps John Connor evade the relentless T-1000. Danny's childhood was a mix of ups and downs, his family relocated several times, and he experienced a great deal of instability growing up. His career took off early with a role in Different Strokes, but Terminator 2 marked his most iconic film role. Throughout his career, Danny worked in television and voice acting, most notably providing voices for animated shows like Rugrats and The Ren and Stimpy Show. His life has had its share of personal struggles, including a difficult divorce in his early 30s, which affected his mental and emotional health. Danny also faced a period of financial difficulty, but he managed to recover and found solace in his voice work. Now at 49, Danny continues to work in entertainment, occasionally appearing in live-action projects while maintaining his love for voice roles. Joe Morton was born on October 18, 1947, in New York City, USA. He played the pivotal role of Miles Dyson, the director of special projects at Cyberdyne Systems Corporation, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Joe was 43 when he portrayed Dyson, a brilliant scientist whose work inadvertently brings about the creation of Skynet, an AI that threatens humanity. Throughout his career, Joe Morton has earned critical acclaim for his performances in films like The Brother from Another Planet and TV shows like Scandal. His personal life, however, has had its share of struggles. Joe was married twice and has 3 children. Despite his professional success, his first marriage ended in divorce, and his second marriage was also fraught with challenges. In the early 2000s, Joe experienced a period of personal loss when his mother passed away, which deeply affected him. Now 77 years old, Joe continues to act, but he has scaled back his public appearances, choosing to focus on smaller, more intimate projects. Castulo Gara was born on August 24, 1945, in Córdoba, Argentina. At the age of 46, he played Enrique Salceda, a former Green Beret and ally of Sarah Connor, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Castulo's role as a loyal and resourceful friend who provides Sarah and John Connor with the means to fight back against the Terminators made him a vital character in the movie. His career spans decades, with roles in films like The Ballad of Gregorio Cortez and numerous television series, including The X-Files and CSI. Castulo's personal life has been marked by both joy and hardship. He married his wife, Isabel, in the early 1970s, and they have 2 children together. However, their relationship has faced its difficulties, and they briefly separated in the late 1990s before eventually reconciling. One of Castulo's most significant tragedies occurred when he lost a close friend in a car accident, an event that shook him deeply. Despite the emotional toll, Castulo found solace in his work, continuing to act in various projects well into his 70s. Now 79 years old, Castulo is still active in the entertainment industry, though he has slowed down his workload in favor of spending more time with his family and reflecting on his accomplished career. Xander Berkeley was born on December 16, 1955, in Brooklyn, New York, USA. He was 35 years old when he portrayed Todd Voigt, John Connor's well-meaning but oblivious foster father, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Todd's role was brief but impactful, as he tragically meets his end at the hands of the T-1000. Xander's childhood was marked by a love of the arts, and he was drawn to acting at an early age. His breakthrough came with Terminator 2, but he had already been working in theater and television. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, Xander appeared in a range of roles, often as the dependable, sometimes sinister character, in films like The Usual Suspects, 1995, and TV shows like 24. Xander has faced several personal tragedies, including a difficult divorce in the late 1990s, which deeply affected his personal life. Despite this, he later found love again with actress Sarah Clarke, and they have a daughter together. Xander has also spoken openly about the challenges of balancing a busy career with family life. Now 68, Xander continues to work in film and television, most recently appearing in The Walking Dead. Pete Shum was born on December 16, 1934, in Canton, Ohio, USA. He played the character of Lloyd, the shotgun-wielding bartender in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, at the age of 56. Lloyd's memorable scene involved a failed attempt to stand up to the Terminator, only to meet his end. Shum's life story is that of a dedicated character actor, who spent decades in the industry but never reached the heights of fame that many of his contemporaries enjoyed. Despite his appearances in several films and TV shows, he often found himself in supporting roles, though his distinctive voice and rugged presence made him a recognizable figure in Hollywood. Shum's personal life was marked by stability, having married his longtime partner and raising children, but it was not without hardship. In his later years, Pete struggled with heart problems and passed away from a heart attack on February 17, 2003, at the age of 68. He was deeply mourned by his family and fans. Janette Goldstein was born on February 4, 1960, in Los Angeles, California, USA. At the age of 31, she played Janelle Voigt, John Connor's strict and concerned foster mother, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Janelle's role is brief but unforgettable, as she tragically becomes one of the victims of the T-1000. Janette's childhood was shaped by her immigrant family, as she was born to Jewish parents who moved to California from Argentina. She studied acting and soon found herself cast in several notable films, including Aliens, 1986, and Near Dark, 1987, but Terminator 2 solidified her as a prominent face in Hollywood. Over the years, Janette's personal life was filled with ups and downs, including the end of a long-term relationship that she had hoped would lead to marriage. Her struggles with body image and the pressures of Hollywood were evident, but she remained committed to her career. She later became involved in activism and community theater. Now at 64, Janette is no longer in the spotlight as much, but she remains active in local theater and supports various causes. Robert Winley was born on December 9, 1952, in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. He played the role of the cigar biker in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, a tough, defiant biker who confronts the Terminator. At 39 years old, Robert's character is best remembered for his bold remark to Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, "You forgot to say please," right before he is killed. Winley's life before acting was filled with challenges. Growing up in Boston, he faced a tough upbringing, but his love for acting led him to pursue roles in TV and film. Although his career was not as prominent as other Terminator actors, he was known for his tough guy persona in a few cult classics. However, his personal life took a tragic turn when he was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2000. Winley battled the illness courageously but passed away on October 21, 2001, at the age of 48, leaving behind a legacy that was cut short too soon. He had been married once, but there's little information on whether he had children. Michael Edwards was born on September 16, 1944, in Pensacola, Florida, USA. He played Old John Connor, the future version of John Connor, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Michael was 47 years old when he appeared in the movie in a brief but memorable scene where he portrays the battle-hardened leader of the human resistance. Edwards had an intriguing career, starting in theater before transitioning into television and film, with notable works in series like The Rockford Files and films like The Island. His personal life, however, saw its own struggles. Michael was married twice, first to actress Wendy Edwards, with whom he had 2 children, a son named Jake and a daughter named Sophie. Unfortunately, their marriage ended in divorce after 15 years due to growing differences. Michael later remarried in the late 1990s, but this marriage, too, faced challenges and ultimately ended in separation. In the early 2000s, Michael experienced significant health issues, including a near-fatal accident that led to a long recovery process, leaving him unable to work for several years. Today, at 79, Michael Edwards is largely retired, living a quieter life focused on family. Don Lake was born on November 26, 1956, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He portrayed Mossberg, a member of the SWAT team, in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Don was 34 years old at the time, playing a minor role in one of the film's most intense sequences when the SWAT team confronts the Terminator at Cyberdyne Systems. Don had already built a solid foundation in acting and writing before Terminator 2, with appearances in The Ron James Show and The Larry Sanders Show. However, Don's personal life has been less publicized, though he was known to have had a long-term partnership with writer and producer Lauren Mayberry, whom he married in the mid-1990s. They have 2 children together, a daughter named Elise and a son, Ben, who followed in his father's creative footsteps. Despite a seemingly stable family life, Don went through a challenging period when he lost both of his parents within a span of 2 years, which left him emotionally devastated. This loss led to some temporary setbacks in his career as he took time away to mourn. Now at 67, Don Lake remains an active presence in entertainment, balancing his professional commitments with family life. Who is your favorite character from Terminator? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.